I like to consider myself a cool Disney adult. No, but actually I am gonna put the ears on for this. My name is Jaelyn. If you're new to my channel, I love to create Disney vlogs of my trips to the parks with my husband Tanner, and I also post other content about my life, so feel free to subscribe if you want to stick around. But if you are new to the Disney parks and you're trying to plan an itinerary for your trip but don't even know where to start with all the options, I have shamelessly been to all the Disney parks in the US like 1,000 times. I've tried just about everything, and I'm here to tell you my must-do food and drink spot that I still try to hit every single time I go back. Or if you're already a Disney fanatic like me and you're just here to hear what my faves are, I need to hear your opinions because Disney's property in Florida is so huge. I feel like I probably am missing some hidden gems. So here are my must-do food and drinks in Walt Disney World in Florida. I do have a pre-organized list on my phone because I would forget something if I didn't write all this down first and prepare myself. None of these are in any particular order from favorite to least favorite. If you try to make me rank them, I would probably crash out. I love them all so much, you just have to listen all the way through to get the full vibe. I do have categories. I'm gonna go through quick service snack, table service, sit-down restaurants, dining experiences, and then the 21 and over drinks in locations that I love. Quick service snacks. In my experience, this one is the most raved about, and you've probably heard about it, and it's the Disney Dole Whip. You can find the exact location of all of these items on the Disney World app themselves. There are several places you can get Dole Whip and they have several flavors, but my personal favorite is the pineapple and vanilla swirl soft serve. That is amazing. Next, we have the cheeseburger spring rolls from Magic Kingdom. Yes, you heard that right. The first time I heard about these, I was like, I'm intrigued and I need to try it, but I didn't know if I would love it. And honestly, it kind of tastes like a McDonald's cheeseburger. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed it and I've gotten it again since I tried it the first time. We're kind of hopping around here. Jumping over to France and Epcot, we have the pressed brioche ice cream sandwich. This is diabolically delicious. You can pick any flavor of ice cream you want, any sauce, and they'll press it in between a brioche bun on a warm, like kind of looks like a waffle press. Telling you, it'll change your life. Back in Magic Kingdom, we have Casey's Corner. There's nothing overly special offered here. It's just an extremely popular joint on Main Street, USA, and they sell hot dogs. And Tanner and I also love this place. Sometimes it's nice to just have some basic food, you know, when you're in the parks. I really like their corn dog nuggets for a fun little kiddie snack. One thing I love to get with my food at Casey's Corner is the frozen mint julep. That is delicious and so refreshing. I think they also have a non-blended version too. We're gonna teleport over to Hollywood Studios because you need to try Woody's Lunchbox. And beware, it's very popular. You're gonna need to mobile order like sometimes hours ahead of time because there's a huge waiting list. The main thing I love to try there are the different seasonal homemade Pop-Tarts they have. I think they're really yummy and fun. They also have some good looking like paninis and different grilled cheeses and stuff that I've never tried, but I know they're really popular. One thing you will want to try in Disney World is a good old funnel cake. These are kind of all over in the park, so you can find a location on the app, but their funnel cakes are so good and they have different types of like loaded funnel cakes. You gotta check those out. Next on the list is any Main Street bakery item. Now for me, I have to have a Disney caramel apple every single trip, and I do love their apple pie caramel apple. You need to experience watching the Disney parade on Main Street and eating a caramel apple that you just bought in the bakery. Another Epcot find in France actually are the crepes. These are amazing. You have to go kind of back into the very back of the France Pavilion in Epcot, and there's a crepe counter back by like the Ratatouille ride area. Every single one on that menu is freaking delicious. In the parks, if you're ever looking for just a general basic like American quick meal, they do have different quick service restaurants where you can just get a basic cheeseburger, chicken strips, stuff like that. So a lot of times I stop at Cosmic Rays in Magic Kingdom or Rosie's All-American in Hollywood Studios. But the best place to get chicken nuggets or a fried chicken sandwich even is in Disney Springs. It is called Chicken Guy, and it has really reasonable prices too, but they have like 100 different sauces you can choose from. It's like Chick-fil-A on steroids. Tanner and I always hit that up when we are in Florida. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry if the lighting has changed right now because I had to go back and film like one of the most important items that I missed somehow on my list, because if I had to do a ranking, this would be like at the tippy top. Over in the UK pavilion, you have to try the fish and chips at the quick service counter. They are so good. You get a gigantic piece of fish and then some fries, and it is so delicious. One of the best things I've ever had in Disney. And then a little bonus item on this quick service list is a place called Club Cool in Epcot, and you don't have to pay for it. There's just this little establishment tucked into a random corner of the park, and it's called Club Cool. And basically they just have samplers of a bunch of different fountain sodas from different countries. And then there's just like little paper Dixie cups where you can just sample all the different sodas from the different countries. There's some that are really good and there's some that are really bad. It's just something to do for fun. And a little tip, if you're with another first timer in the Disney park, prank them and say that you heard the Beverly soda is the best drink they will ever taste. It's not. Our next food category is table service sit-down restaurants. If you have a bigger party, you might want to look into trying to get a reservation before your trip at these spots. But if you're not able to snag one, don't worry. You can always walk up and join the walk-up waiting list when you're actually there. And I've never had a problem getting a table doing it that way either. First, in Disney Springs, we have the Boathouse. I love this restaurant. I heard a rumor that this is one of the highest grossing restaurants in the United States. Someone online said that like the yearly sales average there is absolutely insane. I couldn't be bothered to look into it myself, but that's just what I read. But I just wanted to mention that because I feel like that really puts into perspective how good it is. If weather is permitting and it's not too hot or too rainy, I love to sit outside too on the dock area, and you cannot pass up their honey glazed warm rolls with honey butter maybe too, I think. Delicious. Now we're headed to the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot, which is one of my favorites. And my favorite sit-down restaurant in that area is the San Angel Inn. This restaurant is actually inside the pyramid that you see in the Mexico Pavilion. And it's a really cool, dimly lit vibe with really amazing food. And if you're sat in a good spot, you're kind of seated along the water of a boat ride that is also in the pyramid. And you just get to see like people on the boat ride go by, and it's such a calming, cool atmosphere. And yeah, the food is really good. Now this next one, honestly, I probably should have put in the dining experiences category because it is one of the most fun places to eat ever, and that is Teppan Edo in Japan in Epcot. You can sit in just the regular main part of the restaurant, but what I really love to do is sit in the grill area where they cook on the hibachi grill in front of you. That is so fun, especially if you have a big group, and the food is by far one of the best in my opinion. We also can't forget about the Italy Pavilion in Epcot. I love their restaurant Via Napoli. Their pizza is absolutely amazing. I'm usually a deep dish pizza girly, but this place had me hooked. It's like my favorite thin crust pizza ever. I love it so much, and I can get one of my favorite wines in Disney World there, which I'll talk about later. And my next one here actually kind of leads us into my next category finally, which is dining experiences. As if there weren't already enough places to choose from to eat in Disney, they also have some really fun dining experiences, and there's so many different entertainment options, but these are my favorite. First up, we have Ohana, which is located at the Polynesian Resort. I've only ever had their breakfast there so far, and it was so delicious, and the experience in itself is really cute because it's a character dining type of thing as well. So Lilo and Stitch and some of the other OG characters come around while you're eating, so kids would absolutely love it. But I even went with just my husband Tanner, and we just loved the food so much, and the view looking out the windows, and that resort is just awesome. We love the vibe of the Polynesian, and I'm pretty sure after our meal we even stopped and got some Dole Whip ice cream because the Polynesian has their own Dole Whip counter. And for the 21 and older peeps, I also heard they have a really cool bar in the Polynesian. I have not checked that out, so that won't be on my bar list that's coming up. I really want to try it sometime though, so maybe on my upcoming trip, maybe I can swing over there. Now this next one is one that I do not see talked about enough at all. And you guys, we need to build some hype for this dining experience. And that is the Hoop-de-Doo musical review. It is so much fun. You just have to look it up and look into it yourself. But I would highly recommend booking there. Again, especially if you have a group or a family, because it's actually really funny. You're watching kind of like a musical comedy show happen on the stage while they serve you a family style dinner at the table. But they also come out into the audience, like in the dining room, and they grab random volunteers or they pressure people to go on stage and like act a really simple, quick part. But it's always super funny, and my dad got picked for that a couple different times, and you just laugh so hard during it, and it's such a fun experience. And then lastly on this list, I just wanted to know, I really do think you should try one sort of just like normal character dining experience at Disney World at least once in your life. I just think you should try it out, especially if you have kids though. As far as Florida ones, I've heard good things about the Crystal Palace breakfast in Magic Kingdom. I haven't tried that one myself yet. Or I've also heard good things about the Tusker House lunch in Animal Kingdom. Or when I was younger, I did the Garden Grill character dining in Epcot, and I remember absolutely loving it, but I was young, so I can't really say how the food was. I don't really know. Now for my fellow cool Disney adults, I have my favorite 21+ drinks and locations that you really should try. There's still so many more besides this list, but these are my favorites. Starting off in Disney Springs, we have Dockside Margaritas. Tanner and I stop here every single time, and it is a non-negotiable for us. We love live music, and we love enjoying a beer or a margarita here and there. So Dockside Margaritas is awesome because they have some different specialty drinks, but it's also just a full bar as well. And a lot of times they have like an acoustic act of live music happening right on the deck there where you're sitting. If they don't, you can always take your drink over to the other stages around Disney Springs, and they usually have like full bands going on in other areas. There's usually a full band right outside the World of Disney store, and then there's also usually a full band outside the boathouse. I've experienced both, and they're always really fun and play really cool covers. I do want to mention just like a few of my must-do drink stops while I'm drinking around the world in Epcot. To start off simple, I love going to the UK pavilion and stopping at Rose and Crown. They have a full bar, but they also have some good beers that I like. And the UK has like a British cover band happening. Oh my gosh, it is so much fun to grab a drink and some fish and chips and walk over and go see the band. There's people dancing. They play all the British bops that you know and love. Another must is to stop at the margarita counter in Mexico. They always have different seasonal margaritas, which I love to try, but the one that's really talked about is the avocado margarita, and I can't remember if I've tried that one or not. I usually just always go for whatever seasonal one is there because I like to try limited time stuff. Then in Italy, I love to get this really sweet, like red bubbly wine called Rosa Regale. If you like that type of sweeter drink, I think you should try that out. That one is just an OG for me because that was my dad's fave. Also on this Epcot part of the list, stop in Japan for a good drink. One time during Food and Wine Festival, I had some sort of amazing like lemon drop shot or drink or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was really good, and they also have a bunch of other good drinks you can get in Japan as well. Okay, moving on from the Epcot drinking around the world part, those were my favorites. But a must-do drinking like kind of experience is Oga's Cantina in the Star Wars land part. I have not even seen all the Star Wars movies, so I'm not like a die-hard, but even so, it is one of my favorite places I've ever been to. You're just in a really cool like Star Wars themed bar that has so many crazy details in it, super fun specialty drinks. Also, this place and a lot of other places too have non-alcoholic like crafted cocktails, so you can always look at that part of the menu too. But Oga's Cantina, I cannot stress enough, you want to get a reservation for there. You can also like get a reservation for a booth and sit down and eat, but Tanner and I have just gone in there like standing at the bar or the high tops and getting drinks. And I think we got some apps one time that were pretty good. But the vibe in there is just an 11 out of 10. Love it so much. I can't even imagine being a die-hard Star Wars fan, like how much I would geek out over that. I really do need to watch all the movies. And then lastly, over in Hollywood Studios, I always love to try the seasonal slushy marg. It's usually like some sort of mango margarita or like peach pina colada, just some stuff like that. They have some good seasonal blended alcoholic drinks. Well, I'm pretty sure I've hit all my favorite food spots, so thank you for watching. I will definitely be adding more categories to this series, like my must-do attractions and rides, if that's something you want to see. And also let me know if you want me to do a Disneyland version of this series in Anaheim, California, because I have also been there tons of times. I used to have an annual pass for there. Otherwise, for my Disney newbies, as far as booking the base of your trip, like the hotel and the theme park ticket packages, depending on what your budget is, I actually just started a series explaining what my personal dream week-long vacation to Disney World would look like on certain budgets. So I'm gonna do all different budgets, but I just started with a lower end one, my first video of the series. I did exactly what I would book on a budget of $2,000 for 1 week for 2 people, so $1,000 a person if you're splitting it. I will slowly be adding more videos to that series throughout the next few months probably, and I'll go into some higher budgets one by one and explain different add-ons that I do think are worth it, that I would or wouldn't add. So you can go check out that first video of that series. I will link that up here. But I would really appreciate it if you'd give this video a thumbs up to help a gal out. And I will see you in the parks really soon. Bye!